This is counseling video number 3. Alright. Welcome back, Grayson.
Thank you so much, Ron.
Yeah. So how have you been? How have you been lately?
You know, I've been pretty good. I followed up on some of that homework that you gave me.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I think in the past 2 sessions I've made some significant progress.
That's good. And yeah, I was really pleased with how the last counseling session ended. I do think you've made a lot of progress, and you doing the homework definitely shows that you are making a lot of progress and you are putting effort into what you're struggling with.
Yeah.
And so tell me about the homework. So I gave you those Bible verses that I wanted you to look up that you didn't do the first session, which is totally fine. That's normal.
It happens.
And I told you to write letters to your family members back home, and also your friends that you got really close with over summer at camp, because you said y'all got so close to where y'all were like family members, and everybody's just all over the place now because of school and everything. Mm-hmm. So just tell me how those went.
Yeah, well, I think part of the depression was definitely feeling like disconnected from everyone that I know. Like, I love the people here at TFC, but it's weird feeling like I'm missing people that are 5 hours away, and then I'm missing people that are spread out all over the Northeast. So that was definitely difficult coming back to school, not knowing how I was going to make friends that I had that were that close. The Bible verses helped a lot. I was able to meditate on those a good bit. I think also just by memorizing them at points where I felt low, or times when I felt like I was being spiritually attacked or anything like that, being able to have those almost in my arsenal, to where I could combat those negative thoughts. It really has improved my self-talk, like the internal conversation I have with myself in my head. The letters helped a lot, just feeling more connected to everyone back home, feeling connected to people up in Wisconsin. I've gotten some responses already.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm going to start drafting up some new letters to send out, but I text them a lot and everything, but it just feels more personal when you get a letter in the mail.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because everything we have is just at our fingertips if we wanted to talk to anybody. And it means more when you're actually writing it out, and how much you miss them, how much, what's the word I'm looking for, how much time y'all spent together and how great it was. And also on the other end, it's just really good seeing in the mail a letter from one of your really close friends that you haven't seen in a minute, and it's just a very thoughtful, heartfelt letter. So
yeah, and I think even just getting excited to go up and open my mailbox. It's a good part of my day, and so in the past, when days are pretty bleak or it feels like they're super monotonous, I'm doing the same routine and everything. It can be tough to find positive parts of the day.
Yeah.
But now I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So even if I don't know exactly when the letters are going to get here, it's every day I still have something that I can look forward to.
Yeah. You would say it's really refreshing.
I would say that. I think, getting something that's someone spent time on, that they wrote, and knowing that they mean every word that they put into it, I think that's really nice, just because it shows how much they care. And then it gives me something to do that I enjoy doing. I don't always enjoy writing for class or anything like that, but spending time, taking 15-20 minutes out of my day to write back to someone or to let them know how much I care about them, that's something that I think has been a positive in my day.
So, last week we definitely talked about how you felt disconnected, and I think you made great progress on feeling connected again with the people that you love, that are really all over the country, and that's really good. Also, the one thing that we didn't really talk about that much, that we kind of hinted on in the first session, was how you tend to overthink a lot, and I think that's where we kind of, or where we should really dive into this last counseling session, and then I can give you homework, and then you don't have to come in. We can via FaceTime or Zoom, just a quick 10-minute how you're doing, how was the homework, and all this stuff. So
I think for the most part with the depression, I don't know that it's it's gone away necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I've found some ways to found some things that I enjoy, some things that get me out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
And by, I mean, it's been a tough process, but investing in the friends that I have here at school, and then continuing to invest in the friends that I have back home and at camp. I don't know. I feel more connected to a part of a community that I didn't have before.
Yeah.
I don't feel quite as lonely in a crowded room. You know, I feel like I actually have found some strong relationships that I can lean back on.
Mm-hmm.
Overthinking is still a big one though.
Yeah. So that's where I really want to dive in. So overthinking is one of those things that you can't really turn off, and you can try different ways or anything. So I want to know, has there been anything that you have tried to handle your overthinking, or not really? Like, where's that at?
I've thought about a lot of ways to stop overthinking.
Okay.
But then I started overthinking about them, and didn't really
Yep.
work too well.
Okay. Yep.
I think the worst thing is, you know, I'm not always overthinking, but when I get faced with either a lot of decisions and I have to pick between one, or when I'm trying to decide how I feel about things, like I think I'm pretty in tune with my emotions, but I don't know what to do with them. I always like second guess them. So even if I know like, oh, I feel this way about someone, I still kind of second guess that and then choke up and I don't know how to make decisions.
I was seeing this, I was just going through social media, and this one person goes, my therapist told me that whenever I'm feeling sad, I should talk to somebody. And then they're like, well, isn't that your job as my therapist? And yes, but you also need to form relationships, not really an accountability partner, but just somebody that you can rely on and go to and not really vent or rant, just you can just talk about life things with each other and encourage each other and push each other to be better. Paul says iron sharpens iron, as well as we sharpen each other. And I think that is something that would be really beneficial coming out of our counseling sessions and going into trying to not focus on your struggles with overthinking and depression and things like that.
Well,
so
you know what I have found? I think at this point in my life, I've realized I'm a verbal processor.
okay.
So I get stuck in my head all the time where like I don't really know how to process things without talking to someone. So even if they don't really say much back, just kind of talking out loud and them just asking even a couple questions every once in a while, just to keep the conversation going, that definitely helps me figure it out, because it's almost like in my head it's just a jumbled mess.
Yeah.
And when I have to start talking about it, my thoughts just start coming out.
Yeah.
Pretty concretely. I think also once I say something, it almost like cements itself, you know, to where once I say it, it's like, oh, that's how I'm feeling. I don't exactly know why that is, why I can't just like think about that in my head and have it make sense, but talking to other people definitely helps. And so I think like that's one of the reasons I'm glad to have solidified some of the friendships that I have here, because I have people that I can just process things with.
Yeah. So who are those people that you can verbalize your emotions or certain situations to that you feel comfortable with?
Off campus, I think the main one would probably be my mom.
Okay.
She calls me pretty frequently. I can't always talk, so like a lot of times our conversations are a minute or two. But I know that if I need to, I can call her and we can talk for half an hour or an hour, and she'll be available. Especially on like her drive homes. You know what I'm trying to say? Drives home from. Does that make sense?
On
her
way
back home from work.
Yes.
There we go. She'll call me and we can talk for like 20 minutes every once in a while.
Yeah.
On campus, I think there's this guy that I know. I'm blanking on his name. He's pretty short. Got some anger issues. Really bad with girls. Hall is his name. I verbally process with him a lot. This other guy Will, and then this girl Natalie, this girl Hales. So I got at least 3 or 4 solid people that I can turn to. My little brother is also pretty good about if I need to call him and talk stuff through, but we don't talk a ton like over the phone. Mostly just text.
Yeah.
And then I also have some pastors that I can call. Like
Yeah.
I got my boy Bobby, my boy Rob, back home, and then even here, Jason probably be my go-to. But I don't know him super well yet.
You seem like a very popular person.
I would say well known.
So I think that's really good how when you're having trouble with overthinking and thinking things through, that you talk to your mom a lot about that. And not a lot of people want to talk to their parents about certain things because one, they don't want to get in trouble, and two, they're just honestly scared to for many different reasons. I know I wasn't one of those people.
You know, I think some people would say like, "Oh, you're going to cry to your mom," but I really think it's just a way for me to like verbalize and process with things.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with crying. I cry all the time. Crying's good for the soul.
Amen. Real men cry.
Exactly.
And wear pink.
Yep, I was about to say that too. Yeah, and also there's a different kind of connection that a mother and a father has with a son that his friends or her friends will never have. And I feel like that's not really spoken about a lot, and people kind of misunderstand that.
I think my dad and I, like, I can definitely process with him and we can talk, but most of the time I don't exactly know how to communicate that. Like, our relationship is weird. It's good, but it's not like as a, it's the foundation is not as strong.
Okay.
With my mom.
Why do you think that?
Just growing up, like, I guess growing up he was not a great dad. I often felt isolated from him, threatened by him. I wouldn't go as far as to say that he abused me. By no means. I don't think he physically abused me, but verbally he was definitely. I mean, he's like 6'1", just about, and 350 pounds. So he's a big guy, really strong. And for a while, he used his size and stature to kind of like control our family.
So kind of like intimidate you?
Yeah, definitely intimidate. And every time I would voice my opinion about something, or I'd be going through something, I think to some degree he cared, but ultimately he just kind of shut me down. You know, if I raised concerns about something, or if I disagreed with something he was doing, or even I think if I needed help, I would just kind of get a raised tone and kind of pushed into a corner and forgotten about. So through that though, I think like, you know, my mom, I think she felt the same way about him growing up too. So we got really close in that area just because, you know, you kind of have to find somebody within the family to stick it out with.
Yeah.
So I think now it's just kind of like, even though my dad and I, we have a great relationship now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, like he's a completely different person within the past few years in particular than he was my entire childhood. So we have a good relationship now. I call him for like car problems and when I'm running out of money or I need food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I call my mom for life issues.
Yeah.
What I will say though is that my mom always tells my dad, and then my dad always sends me a 5-paragraph text. You know.
Well, that's pretty good though.
It is.
Like they're keeping communication between the two of them, and like you said, sometimes it's harder for you to open up with your dad about certain things, and your mom knows your dad a lot longer than you have known your dad.
Probably.
And so she probably has a better idea on how to communicate things to him to where he can understand.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, and like I feel kind of bad. I never know how to respond, you know, because like my dad and I, we rarely say I love you to each other. We don't really hug. Like that's not. It's just that's our relationship. I mean, thankfully, like my two youngest siblings, they will never have to grow up with that. Like they're gonna have a solid relationship with him, but. Ours is good. Like, I know that he loves me. He knows that I love him. We just don't say this stuff like that. So he'll send me like the 5 paragraphs, and typically it's like, you know, I know that what you're going through is difficult, or I've been there, and this is what I think could help you. Like, he'll give advice and everything. Not like telling me what to do, but be like, this is some advice I think could help you.
Yeah.
And I think just because I appreciate it, and I definitely internalize whatever he's saying to me, but I often don't know how to respond. So I'll just be like, thanks, Dad. Like, I don't know what to say back.
Yeah.
But it's helpful. I like it.
Yeah. That's really good. It definitely seems like you said, your dad has changed in the past few years, and
Yeah.
I really do believe that throughout this counseling process with you, that you have made tremendous progress, and that I don't think I need to refer you to anybody else. However, I did say, and you know it, that whenever you're having problems with overthinking or any of things like that, call your mom, call up your friends, just go get coffee with some of your friends to talk.
Am I still able to contact you after the counseling's over? Not for another session, but if I need to work through something.
Yeah. So we can definitely. Not consistently, but
right.
We can definitely catch up.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes after service, go get lunch or something, whatever that may be. But yeah, so I'm very pleased with your progress. Right now, I know it's kind of early, but I'm going to go ahead and schedule your homework. That it's already in my head, and I don't want you to lose it. The first thing that I want you to do is try to have a deep, meaningful.
Sorry, I just read your notes.
Yeah, I write notes because I lose my train of thought.
Good notes.
Just like
They're
right
good
now. I really want you to try to have at least 2 deep and meaningful conversations with your dad.
Okay.
Maybe the first time it would be better if your mom was there, and then the second time maybe you can just try just you and your dad, because your dad is always going to be there for you. He's always going to love you. He's always going to help you out whenever you need it. And I think it's important, and it's never too late to build a foundation.
Right.
It's never, especially with your parents.
I think he's definitely a while before I tried to have a relationship with him. He was trying first,
Yeah.
Because
okay.
I built up such a hard heart towards him.
Okay. Yeah.
That I was not in any position to want to have a better relationship with him. And then I think he definitely started to form that connection. We're talking 5 years ago, but he definitely started to form that connection first. And I don't know if I ever really caught up.
Yeah.
I definitely, there was a point where I was like, okay, he's serious. He's not perfect, but he does want to change, and he is changing. And I definitely leaned into that a lot and started growing a relationship. But I don't think we're as close as I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know for him, his dad, all growing up, until he was in his mid to late 20s, early 30s, they did not have any relationship at all.
Oh, okay.
And the one that they did was I think my dad strongly disliked my grandfather.
Okay.
So I think it wasn't until my dad was 30 or 40 that they had a strong relationship. And I don't want that.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. You're the oldest in your family, right?
I am.
Maybe he just didn't really know how to build a relationship and build a foundation with you because he's never experienced. So he was learning just as much as you.
I don't think he knew how to be a dad at all. He was adopted, right? So
okay.
And my grandfather showed a lot of favoritism to my uncle, who's my dad's younger brother, because that was his biological kid. There was I've heard a couple of the examples, but it was very clear favoritism. I would even go as far as to say that my grandfather did not like my dad a lot growing up. Did not like him, even though he adopted him.
Yeah.
And also, my grandparents were divorced when my dad was pretty young, so I think he had a very distant relationship to my grandfather. So I don't blame him in a lot of ways for not knowing how to raise me or how to be a dad.
Yeah.
But I think that recently he's started to figure it out. It took 2 kids, but he figured out how to do it, and I am grateful that my younger siblings are going to have a different dad than I grew up with. So
that's really good.
Yeah.
And with those, you say paragraphs of text from your dad, maybe it's just be like, "Thank you. That's something that I needed to hear. I love you."
Yeah.
And
like he doesn't know how to show affection by telling me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he shows affection through the texts or through like if I'm low on money, I'll check my account and there's some money in there for gas.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he's I know that he constantly supports me. He just doesn't always vocalize it, you know. But I think part of the reason that he doesn't know how to communicate that is because it was never communicated to him.
Yeah.
But I know that he's trying really hard. So I do think I need to put in some more effort and reach out.
Well, that's good that you realize that you definitely need to put more effort in, because you're only in your second year of college. You're still a young man. You're still going to be growing, even though you're a lot taller than me. But
I will always be taller than you. I'll never
it's just the little things of. I remember when I first started, actually wanting to have a relationship with my parents. We never said I love you to each other. Every time I left the house, it was like, I'll be back later, bye. And they're like, bye. But it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to me when we both say I love you to each other, because we're not used to it. And I know that there's a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah. Like with my mom, it was always love you back.
Mm-hmm.
And with my dad, like even now, if I call him on the phone, you know, he'll be like, all right, talk to you later, bye. And I'll be like, all right, bye. You know, like it's a difference.
Yeah.
It just feels awkward, I guess.
Yeah.
After 17 years of not doing it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I know when I say it to him over the phone, like I know he appreciates it, but I still feel a little bit weird about it.
Yeah.
Even though I do love him.
Yeah.
It's just I'm so not used to saying it. But.
And us guys, we are very bad at explaining and conveying our emotions to others. There's a big stigma behind it, and that stigma is 100% true. So, but yeah. So, recap. Homework. Sit down. Have a 2 deep, meaningful conversations. With your dad. Your mom can be present on the first one, but the second
do it
one
in person too. Going home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's great. Don't eat too much turkey and stuffing. Ha ha ha. But yeah, I think that is a great place to stop. I had a lot of fun learning more about you, and I hope you had a lot of fun learning more about me. If you, like I said, we will communicate on the homework and how you're doing next week around the same time through Zoom, but it's not going to be this long. It's only going to be like 5 to 10. Yeah. And don't become a stranger.
Hey, you know what? Just like they say in Toy Story, you got a friend in me.
Yes, sir.
End the video.
I can't.
End the video.
Let go of my hand. I can't.
I can't end this. I can't stop.
I can't.